Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Waking up, drinking coffee, trying to get the body moving, you know. Oof. Okay. Let's get ourselves started here. So we're going to be getting into trying to finish this combat ship. Okay, I'm awake. Okay. You have those days where you just feel like you never got enough sleep? Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those days where you're just awake, but you want to go back to sleep. Okay. Here I find myself. Okay, let's review what we're missing, if anything. Yeah, currently we're working on this ship down here. This particular design, this particular ship, we're designing with the goal of taking out the compound. I'm designing it, and I'm trying to design it in such a fashion to where no matter what we get hit by, this thing will keep fighting. And we got a whole bunch of engines we're going to have to figure out for the back of this thing. And that's a part of the ship I need to figure out. I also need to figure out a way to get on board this vehicle. And I'm thinking probably putting a door like right there. So that down here is kind of just the inner workings, but is not a requirement. To come down here. But what we're designing here is we're designing a ship that can both combat in space, but also on the surface. Hence the mixture of missiles and cannons. So the ones on the top and bottom are going to be for space. And the ones on the sides are going to be for the surface. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now let's go check to see how much hardened steel we have left, if any. Hardened steel blocks, 5. Not much. Okay, so we are currently lacking in that department. Right now we are in need of steel. Now let's see here in the terms of engines. Okay, let's see here. I'm thinking left and right are going to be 4 each, so do 8 of those. 8 small engines for left and right. And the rear, we're going to have to figure out. Because it's kind of just flat back here. We need to figure out the engine compartment, where all the engines will be located. Which means I'm probably going to have to tear some more down to get more steel plate and hardened steel plate. I'm going to have to probably tear down more of the old space station. Oh, man. Okay. Let's figure out engines here. We're probably going to do some like right here. One right there. One over here. There we go. I gotta also be careful not to put too much up in front. Mostly because that's gonna take damage regardless. Regardless of what I do. Let's do this. Because this is going to go further back. There we go. Left and right. Top and bottom is going to be completely different, but get left and right figured out. Because I want this thing to be able to move left and right fairly quickly. So 4 engines left and right. Yeah. Yeah. 4 engines left and right. I'm thinking probably six. I'm probably thinking like 6 in the 4 or 6, probably 4 mediums facing backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go with that. Yeah, that is That is something. My brain is just not working right now. Ugh. Over here. It's not mechanical components. Nanotubes, right. It's the other steel option. Ugh. We'll start out with 4.
Engaging.
I don't know what you just tried to engage, but you should not have been engaging anything. Put them up right here. That'll be rear. Yeah. Yeah. I need to fill in the back here somehow. Alright. Check the statistics of this thing. 25 meters per second rear. That's fine. Left and right, 10 meters per second. Not exactly great. Twenty-five meters per second down. Oh. Yeah, that's right. We put the engines below already. Thinking something like this. Right here. Come on, load in. Thank you. Okay. Something like this. If we continue that angle up, that might work. Either that or we continue it one more up and then we consider it good enough. Because I'm going to be putting like grates in the way. Yeah, I'm going to start a core here. I'm going to put it onto the old station, and then we'll start grabbing actual blocks from it. Rather than plate. That way we can save some time. A little bit of time. Okay. All the way to the top. In fact, not inside, just the very top. There. That way when we go and grab bits and pieces, we won't destroy the core until the very end. Or is it the very bottom? Who knows? The world may never know. Hey Sith. Hey Sith Row, how's it going? Larry. Me and my giant ship. Okay, let's do that. Devices, the very bottom. Nope, not that far. Again, maybe this direction. Any big updates? No big updates yet. Oh my god, come on. This way? Let's go this way. But there was recently, the latest update, all it really did is add, like, some movable parts to the ships that you can create. So the turrets will, when they're shut off, you can have it to where they collapse in. So that's pretty cool. Other things they added to was retractable landing gear. They added modular wings. But they're slowly adding more and more stuff, which is pretty cool. This is going to be a game that's going to be in development for a very long time, but much like Minecraft, Minecraft was in development for a very long time, but it was a game that had a lot of people playing it. And right now there's a lot of people from Germany playing this. But I'm hoping that I'm one of many English-speaking streamers who are playing this and getting some attention for this game. I'm trying to find something to play that is not Diablo or World of Warcraft. Yeah, when it comes to this game, if you like building things, or if you like trying to build things, this game does have combat in it, so there's points of interest. That's what I'm trying to get ready to do, is that there's this very hostile point of interest that I need to go and take out. But if you're looking for a game that has got nothing but combat, I have been playing a game called World of Warships. If you like giant ships with giant guns shooting at each other, making each other explode, I've been playing a lot of that. It's a competitive game. I like building things? Okay. Including building decks on card games? Yeah. Yeah, I hear that there's that Wizards of the Coast have come out with a Magic the Gathering game. I've been seeing a couple of streamers playing that game. But being a card game, you're buying digital cards, and well, when it comes to Magic the Gathering, I'd rather have the paper version. I'm kind of in that kind of mindset when it comes to games like that. I like being able to sit in a card shop, you know, or a comic book store, actually have the cards themselves in hand when I'm playing it. Probably the Magic Arena I've been seeing, yeah. Let's see here. I've got this giant old space station I'm trying to tear apart right here. And I've been using the blocks and the materials to be able to make things. Okay, maybe I'll... Okay, we're good for now. I highly doubt I'm going to be using many more blocks for this thing. This is our combat vessel that I'm currently trying to build right now. I got the front of it pretty much figured out. I just need to figure out the back end of this thing. I'm thinking probably right here. I'm probably gonna put a door. I'll put the door right here. Then what we'll do from here, probably put some sort of a one of these. Almost like a beginnings of an airlock right here. Kind of an airlock. Rather than having the entrance on the side, I think I'm probably gonna put it like right on the back. For quote unquote protection. I'll do something like this right here. We'll do something like this. Yeah, that'll look good. What's a new episode of The Walking? Really? Never heard of it. Never heard of The Walking. What kind of is it like a zombie apocalypse kind of a thing? The Walking Dead? Ah, The Walking Dead, okay. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, come on. Game likes to lag out every once in a while like that. Yeah. Yeah, the game lagged out. Okay. Well, OBS lagged out. No drop frames though, so it must have been the game side. Guess we're going to be going with solid blocks on this one. Okay. Well, I got like 400 blocks, so chances are I'm not going to run out of blocks before I'm finished. Which is good. Maybe I can actually get this thing finished for a change. Yep, lagged out again. There we go. I'm kind of building a lot of things in one location, so we're gonna run into lagging issues with so many things existing in one spot. I'm kind of pushing the game to its limit here. Let me break that down to be at an angle instead. Do that. right here. Yeah, the more I build into this particular spot, the harder it is for the game to deal with the amount of stuff I put here. Ow. There we go. There we go. Man, it's so early for me. I am just trying to wake up this early, man. When you first wake up, your mind is just mush. You just trying to wake up. I'm not much of a morning person. It's either that or stream at a time where most people are asleep, so that's pretty much my choice. First thing I do when I wake up is something extremely brain intensive. Yeah. First thing I do when I get up is I drink a lot of coffee. That's what I do. I pretty much drown my brain in caffeine until it kickstarts my brain. You drink tea? Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. Rear end of this thing was looking a little better. I could tell that if you drink it, you'll wake up easier. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, me doing that would be very rough. It would be extremely rough for the first few weeks. Let's see. Something like that, or like this. Or something like this. Do this instead. Yeah, that'll work. We'll do something like this right here. Yeah, at this point, it's just like, it's too late for me. Like, too late for me. Go on, save yourself. Do this right here. There we go. Somewhere like this. This is not a battleground everyone can be saved. You will be saved from the caffeine. No, it's too powerful. This right here. After playing World of Warships, I'm coming to the conclusion that this is probably closer to a this is probably closer to an actual destroyer than, you know, our destroyer build. Because this thing is small, light, you know, small, light, you know, decently armored, lots of guns. That's the other destroyer. 202 meters long. It's yeah. This thing is not even close to that. Okay, so we need to put a door back there. But this particular ship is much more reasonable than our previous build, than our previous destroyer. In fact, if I were to guess, that probably that destroyer build is probably more of like a battleship. It's very big. Still not as big as what I plan on building. I plan on building a 500-meter long ship. That's pretty much going to be there for decoration. Okay, armored door. Go. We got armored window, armored door. One of these right here. Finish off that armored area. We got the armored door in the back. Put it right there. So here's the bridge. Very tiny bridge. Blur-do. Okay. There we go. This is probably the part of the game that draws me in the most, is being able to build a ship from scratch and then sending it into combat and see if it survives. I mean, that's the fun part. At least for me. Okay, so This thing's gonna have no gravity on it. It's got lots of generators, fuel. Here, we're gonna have to make fuel for this thing. But pretty much how the ship is designed, the entire front end could get broken off and it'd still fly. As a ship should. As a combat ship should. You know, you want redundant systems in place to where even if half of them get destroyed, it can still take off and get away. Okay, burgers. I live off of burgers on my space station. This isn't like the, this isn't like Mars where you live off of potatoes. There we go. Get all the protein off of the tentacle plants. There we go. We're still growing the farm too. We still got a bunch of farm plots we haven't filled in yet. There we go. Drop you, drop you, drop you. Eat the meat burger. Put you away. Probably the plant fibers will leave in here. That'll be fine. Yeah. Waiting on the one burger. I'll go get oxygen. This particular game is going to be heavy on the survival aspect. There's a bunch of games out there that are sci-fi based that are like this, but they're more of they're more building games rather than survival games. This one's gonna have things like diseases, you know, first aid, things like broken bones, parasites, hypothermia, heat stroke, stuff like that. Go and get some fuel. Fill this thing with fuel and kind of move it around, see how it... Well, actually there's... Okay, actually, I got forward, back. I forgot about down. So I gotta put some thrusters pointed down. Probably put them like right here. Or put them on the sides here. Put them on the sides. That'll work. There. Put one right there and one right there. I gotta think about the placement because they give off heat. And if you stand by something that gives off too much heat, you'll get heat stroke, which will cause your stamina to start falling incredibly fast. And once your stamina gets to 0, then it goes into, it makes you pass out. To you. We don't need much for down. Yeah, let's make 4. But I'm putting 4 on there just so that we get some maneuverability in space. Okay, I can tell we're right now a steel plate. Yep, steel plate. Which means having to go and get iron. And I'm thinking probably somewhere back here, maybe. Or right there. No, right there. That's good. There. Okay, fuel. Get some fuel, fly it around a little bit. Gotta move some pellets over so I can make the fuel. Should have like a ton. Yeah. We got plenty of pellets. That's good. Proto fuel. Proto fuel. A large proto pack here. You can only make here. Oh. While that's being made, I'll go into here, grab some pre-made fuel, just to get it to where we can move it around. Yeah, I think it's like 280. There we go. My station doesn't require fuel, so that's just there for storage. Our view is actually not that bad. We got a giant artillery piece staring us in the face, but yeah, all so much. Turn on main power.
Initiating.
There's our ability to turn is awesome. Love it. We only got like 12 minutes of fuel. Not bad. Okay, maneuverability is... The ability to rotate is pretty good. Up and down is looking pretty good. Left and right, looking pretty good. I like it. Good. Okay. Move ourselves into a good spot. Oh, we don't have backwards. That's why. Okay. Turn off main power.
Executing now.
Yeah, we're missing thrusters pointed forward. Oh, we need to make those. We also have to make all the ammunition for all these turrets. The only ones that I actually have control over, because a lot of these turrets just auto fire, so they auto target. The only ones I have actually, precision control with is these ones. These ones shoot rockets forward. Yeah, I know, they look like cannons. But, we will not question. Hopefully they make those things actually look like they shoot rockets rather than look like cannons. In fact, I hope they add surface cannons that we can shoot on the surface of planets that we can shoot forward. Much like the Gatling guns for the small ships. Okay. Let's go and get ourselves some forward thrusters. Probably near the back of the ship here. We need plates. We need steel plate. Right. And that's what we're missing. Probably get some steel plate by just deconstructing some of these blocks I have in my inventory right now. Yeah, let's do that. I gotta set up the deconstructor. Where are you? There you are. Yep. I'm gonna do something real quick. I do this. I'll probably put it on this one. This one's not currently in use and not gonna be in use for quite a while. I'm gonna borrow your solar panels for a second here. You wouldn't mind? There we go. But just kind of go. Also gonna give some sathium, which is an ingredient made for making hard steel plates and other, well, also fusion coils too, flux coils. This thing moves pretty fast, which is great. I thought about putting it on the station, but then I was just like, well, then possibly it might drain my station's power to the point where I'll lose my life support in the process. Okay, let's see here. Thrusters, thrusters, thrusters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Faster! Yes, much faster. All the fasters. Funny thing is that this game also has multiplayer. Granted, you have to start your own server. Which maybe sometime in the future once this game gets in the beta, I will do that for the channel. Basically, have a server that everyone can play on. Okay, let's see here. Well, I'm gonna do it somewhere back here. So that's not in the way of everything. Do that and that. 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 And that. Yeah, that'll work. As long as nothing's in the way of the, the thruster, it will work fine. There. Okay. Has the ability to back up now. Good. Now I just need to figure out the bullet situation. And then I think we're probably going to be ready to go to try and take out that. Let's see here. Okay, cannons. Cannons require... Ooh, pulse lasers. It's like, ooh, pulse lasers. I need to take inventory. I need to see what kind of bullets I'm going to need. I know cannons... I think they need the 130s. Here, devices. Do this. Crits. Going to click this, apply to group. Okay, NPCs and drones. Okay, artillery requires 160 millimeter. Okay. Cannons need 30s. So let's start out with the cannons because we're going to be using those first. So 30 millimeter. 30 millimeter cannons. Make a bunch of those. Should have the steel plate for enough bullets to be able to take out this area. Should. 30. Let's have to a bunch of these. Okay, it's 70 bullets at a time. I highly doubt that we're going to be shooting enough. Oh, man. Steel plate. Great. I don't think we're going to be shooting enough, but we are shooting 6 cannons at a time, so. This. All. There went all those bullets. Okay. Manage. Yeah, I'm gonna grab those. Those are gonna be for the sentry turrets. I gotta make sure I put them to where they don't shoot everything around us. This is gonna be a combat ship, so we don't care about them shooting. We don't want them to shoot predators. The Reclaimer, on the other hand, that's a transport ship, so we wanted to clear the air. We wanted to clear the LZ when we're landing. Okay, flak shells. Definitely. We have no miniguns. Yeah, rockets. Probably the 160. Yeah. Protheum pellets and estrium gel. Yeah. Grab a bunch of protheum pellets. Okay. We don't need to add them yet. Definitely something we're going to have to add later on. Okay. Plates. Right. Plates. Over in this location, over here. But yeah, our space station is running completely off of solar energy. Because right now, how the game is right now, space is the safest place to be. There's literally nothing gonna attack you in space. Not yet. I do have laser platforms in place that will warn me should I actually get attacked in space, but the chances of that happening is right now non-existent. That's why this particular playthrough is my late game save. I do plan on playing hardcore, which will all be early game, trying to figure out a way to do a hardcore playthrough, have the structures in, the blueprints in place to where I can survive, and also get better at the early game. Again, I'm coming over here. Why? I don't know. Need to go all the way down here. I also probably should make myself some yeah, make a couple of these word sentences stuff. Flak shells right here. Make a couple of flak shells. I need to make myself, what are they called? Target dummies, yeah. I need to figure out the firing characteristics of all the weapons. Which ones have flat splash damage? How much is their splash damage? So what's the radius for that kind of stuff? Many cannon bullets. Yeah. Stop that. We don't need that many, but it's now all in place. Those are going to be for the flak shells, which are the giant turrets, which we have 2 of. Should probably make some of the rockets too, just to get them started. Okay. Manage. Cannon. Nice. 1750. That's more than enough bullets for the cannons. I'm gonna have to set those cannons to where they only shoot structures and not dudes walking around on the surface. So we're gonna have to put those into a completely separate group. What are we doing? 80. 80 fuel. That should be more. That should be a significant amount of fuel put on board this destroyer. Or Corvette, however you want to put it. Oh, 51. Not bad. Not bad at all. 51%. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's do this. Zoom in a little bit. Page down a little bit. Trying to get the camera put into a good spot. Turn on main power.
Performing now.
There we go. Okay, now we're up to 140 minutes. Gonna compare shape, compare sizes here. Yeah. That one's much bigger. Yeah. Go into here. Check power usage right now when just in space. Okay, 0, so we can leave this on. That's good. Let's go into devices here. We need to create a group. Add group, yep. Let's call it cannons. Okay. Okay, so we got cannons, so we need to. Can I select more than one? No, I can't. Okay. So let's see if I can add this to collapse all. Add to group. Add to group cannons. There we go. Add to group cannons. Add to group cannon. Add to group cannons. Add to last group. Add to group cannons. Add to group cannons. Okay, that's all the cannons. Shortcut. Custom 1. Main. Turn them off. And they're now all inside. They're turned off. There we go. Okay, we go back into here, devices. So the cannons will be turned off and on whenever we need them. Okay, artillery turrets. I have to create a group. Call it space. Okay. Now we're going to do this. Add to space group. Space ghost. Space. Rocket turret. Space. Rocket turret. Space. Rocket turret. Rocket turret. Space. Space. Then sentry guns. Sentry guns will be in their own group. This one will be custom 2. Entire group will turn off Player factions, I'll leave that on. Hover vessels. You're not going to find any of those. Bases, we'll leave those on. NPC drones and players. That's in space, so it doesn't really matter. Warp drives, yes. Mounted weapons, yes. Thrusters, generators, yes, 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 okay. And this, we're going to turn off predators. And we're going to turn off... Probably leave on alien factions, NPCs, drones, and players, hover vessels. No, small vessels, capital ships, bases, warp drives, mounted weapons, thrusters, and generators. By the group. I don't want these things firing at every single possible thing when we're trying to land. That's a waste of bullets. All these, that's for space. Then we got the cannons. The cannons currently inactive. So let's go to space. I'm gonna turn that group off. I'm gonna go cannons. Cannons, we want to ignore predators. Hover vessels, yes. Players. Warp drives, mounted weapons, thrusters and generators, applied group. We just want them to fire at turrets. Turrets and players. Well, turrets and small vessels and stuff like that. But mostly turrets. We'll turn those back on. Applied group. Okay. Okay, so all the space stuff is turned off. The cannons are turned on. Good. Now let's see here. Let's go down. Let's find ourselves a point of interest on the surface of the planet here. We have enough fuel right now, and we have the bullets. Now, before we finalize this thing, I'm going to go down to the surface and see if I can lift it off. In theory, we should be able to lift off. If not, then we'll just have to, well, wait. I just thought about this. I'm going to attach one of the small vessels to the side of this thing so that if we get stuck down there, we can get back up, get ourselves a couple of thrusters, and then come back down. I just thought about that. It's like, hey, how am I going to get back into space if this thing can't lift off? We'll take this small vessel. That could have been bad. That could have been really, really bad. Well, let's go down here. We're going to take this tiny vessel. There we go. This is our smallest vessel right now. This is the one that we made for hardcore. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do this. There we go. Turn that off. Mount that on the nose. We don't plan on turning on those rocket turrets, so it'll be perfectly safe there. Okay. Now we can get into space if we can't get this combat vessel into space. Now there are certain planets that have more gravity than others. So we're probably going to have to modify some of these designs to be able to, you know, take off from the surface of plants that are beyond just 1G. Currently, right now, this thing has only got cannons on it. Yeah, find ourselves something to shoot at, shall we? I gotta tab out, tab back in. There we go. Okay, there's a radar station. Abandoned reactor. Just want these cannons to just clear out the nope. Yeah, that's the radar station. Once this thing is battle tested, then we'll be able to once this thing has been battle tested, we'll be able to know for a fact if it works. Fortification. Rockets. Ouch. Okay. Alien watchtower. We got hit by a couple of rockets, so we'll back off and see how it went. That's like, we got hit by like 4 or 5 rockets, so. Okay, let's check. How did we do? Okay, we lost a couple of blocks. That's to be expected. We lost a turret on the front. Okay, so we lost 2 turrets. We lost a small turret. We lost a sentry. We lost a rocket. Other than that, it seems to have held together. Okay. Yeah. Didn't take down the thing is, I didn't take out that turret fast enough. You know, with 6 cannons firing at it. Either that or they... Let's see here. Let me check. Check the cannons here. Okay, let's turn that off. Turn off NPC drones and players. Alien faction. Okay, I want those cannons to focus solely on I want them to focus solely on the turrets first. By the group. Yeah. I don't care about anything else. And we can lift off. That's good. See if we can at least take out that fortification. Took it out. That's good. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare flip over. Tried to open it up, crashed your computer. Oh boy. Okay, fortification's down. That's a radar station. See if there's another fortification. There's a comms array. Yeah, I'm gonna back up a little bit here. I'm gonna change the turrets. These things. NPCs and drones, yes. Group turrets. I do not want you to shoot any turrets. Yeah. Okay, he's shooting everything but the rocket drones. Come on now. Okay, they need to separate NPCs and drones. And only focus on the drones. That would be a nice little addition for them to add to the game. Because it's trying to kill all the dudes on the surface. It's like, no, drones. Kill the drones. I demand you to attack the drones. They are way more important than the dudes on the ground. Ugh. Yeah, the drones are in the same group as ground troops. And of course, that area is going to just be swarmed with ground troops. But at least the cannons work. The sentry guns, on the other hand, different story. But the cannons do work. Okay. So we need a solution for being able to take out the drones that are flying around. Everything works. Yeah, not exactly. You know, everything fires, but control. The turrets need control. Hit the planet with a nuke right now. Yeah, that wouldn't. We have no nukes. There are no nukes in this game. But maneuverability is there. We have maneuverability. There's a ton of homing rockets around there. Okay, get ourselves back here. Hit the planet with a Death Star. Funny thing is that there's people who have made a base that looks like a Death Star in this game. Okay, then we'll stop. Okay. Checking for damage. Yep, took out some turrets on the side. Yeah, the sentry turrets seem to be the ones that took the brunt of the damage. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much we're down to 2 sentry turrets. Why did it prioritize the sentry turrets? Why in the world? Yeah, because those are like the only things that died. That's just weird. That's confusing. For some reason, the rocket turrets seem to have prioritized the sentry turrets over everything else. It's your bedtime? Well, thanks for coming and hanging out and watching me derp around on this game. this one took some damage. Transport the best steering to ever exist. Ah, well. Well, if that's the case. Ugh. Someday. It will happen. It'll take a while. Let's see here. Get this thing completely repaired. I got some turrets I gotta replace. The nose of this thing took some heavy damage. Okay. There's some fixing that needs to be done on this thing. Like the sentry turrets. The sentry turrets, in theory, are a good idea. It was a good idea. The problem is that for some reason they're very difficult to control. Much like, you know, any turret in this game, but problem is that for some reason it kept on prioritizing other you know, the troops on the ground. Why it prioritizes troops on the ground over, you know, a drone that can cause way more damage, I don't understand. But yeah, you can see the rocket turrets on the ground prioritize the sentry turrets well before everything else. So there is that's a thing we're gonna have to figure out. Yeah, those things only have 50 health. Okay. Solution. We need a solution. Yeah, I think we're repaired up now. Yeah, we're good. Okay, first and foremost, let's replace that rocket. That rocket gun. Replace that real quick. I gotta figure out a solution for the sentry turret. Oh, look, flak guns. Pulse laser, only functional in space. Which is really a shame, I mean. The only thing I can think of is allowing the cannons to be able to fire at drones, but the problem is that then they won't focus on. Needs something a little bit more control. Sentry guns are probably not going to work. Placing a whole bunch of sentry guns on this thing, probably not going to survive contact with the enemy here. Yeah. Move tree blocks. Going in here and just removing them. But technically it's done. You know, it just needs some polish. It just needs a little bit of spit and polish. Okay. Go and make some target dummies. Make some target dummies and play around with firing characteristics. Okay, base starter. And then we'll make several different versions of target dummies. And see if there's any like density to the different combat steel. So things like combat steel, hardened steel, steel blocks, trusses, even wood blocks. We're gonna see if there's any absorption in the blocks. Like, are certain blocks better at absorbing attacks than others? So let's do this. First and foremost, let's make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll make 9 of these. We're gonna make a 3x3 target for each and every element here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then steel blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll also do Xeno steel too. Yeah, I've got hardened steel. Now let's do combat steel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Also make some we'll grab some trusses. But straight up just by themselves, we'll see. We'll also see, you know, how far from things have to be. Yeah. View here. Okay, there's the control block. We'll do this. I think it's in a good spot. Probably this way. So first and foremost, we'll start for hardened steel because it's already here. Yeah. So like straight up, right next to it. And the way this will work is that when we hit the block, it will destroy the core on the other side. So we're going to get to a point where how many blocks in front do we have to get before, you know, the core stops taking damage, and how much damage it takes. So the idea is that we'll aim for the center part right there. The yellow block is what we'll be aiming for, and then we'll see how much damage surrounding blocks take, if at all. And see if what element, you know, what material is weak, you know. If like obviously, you know, things like trusses and things like trusses and plastics will probably be immediately destroyed. But the idea is to figure out, okay, yeah, the one that we're immediately impacting is going to be destroyed. How many others around it are going to also be destroyed? And what can we put in front of or behind that would help mitigate damage on the inside. Yeah. And we'll just like make all the weapons and just cycle through all of them. Because the turrets we can take direct control over, but we can't fly the ship at the same time. Much like we do with like the multi-turret. You know, the tool turret. Let's see here. What can I add to these targets to make it a little bit more... Probably grab some trusses. I'm thinking about like putting like a light on it so that... Good. No, let's keep this simple. Yeah, we'll keep this simple. Gonna grab these. Not that. Might as well, you know, Xeno blocks. We could add the Xeno blocks. Concrete. Yeah, we need concrete too. Fucking grab it. The blocks. Okay, let's just start it simple. This is hardened steel. One shot. How much damage? Absolutely none. Okay, so let's start out with regular hand weapons. Since, you know, we're going to be doing a lot of points of interest. Figured we'd start out with hand weapons first. See what kind of hand weapons we're going to need to have on hand to be able to get through. See if we can actually shoot through. See if let's see if we can actually shoot through blocks. And what do we need to shoot through blocks without having a ship to shoot through the blocks? Yeah, rocket launcher. Because if a tier 2 assault rifle isn't able to shoot through the blocks, then an enhanced assault rifle shouldn't be able to do it either. Because it's only like 5 more points damage. And I don't think a shotgun could work either. Maybe laser pistols. Let's see if any of the pulse stuff can work too. But rocket launcher first. Plasma cannon. Yeah, let's make a plasma cannon too. Okay, so we need bullets for this thing. So rocket launcher missile. Where is it? Okay, rocket launcher missile. Okay, protheum pellets. We need protheum pellets. If anything can get through a hardened steel, make damage on a hardened steel block, if it's coming from a base, then it should be a rocket launcher. Pellets. Let's find out. These. Doing all this is just going to help us understand the game more. Yeah. Let's just make one. One craft. 5 rockets. Reload. Okay, 4 rockets per reload. It's kind of a weird ratio, don't you think? That one craft makes 5, and one capacity is a magazine of 4. Yeah. Shoot. Ooh. Damage. Okay. How much damage? Main block. Much damage. Okay. 961 out of 1,000. So about 39 damage on the main block. And how much on the surrounding blocks? 20. Looks about 20 damage on the surrounding blocks here. So a rocket launcher could get through a point of interest block. Granted, if it was made of hardened steel, we'd have to be doing a lot of damage to get through it. Did the core on the back take any damage? No. No damage on the core. So pretty much everything behind the block would take no damage. Okay. Let's repair this up a bit. So pretty much this is effective at keeping things behind it pretty much undamaged. Okay. How fast can I hold down the trigger and fire this thing? Ooh. The explosion is kind of off. You notice that? Okay, 80. Oh yeah, we need a... Yeah. It's not very effective to get through blocks like this. Okay, so rocket launcher. Now how much does the damage trail off, I wonder? Let's make some more rockets and we're gonna see. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, so I was expecting the rockets to immediately take out the core behind it, or at least the core behind it takes some damage, but apparently no. It's not spherical damage. It's kind of just stops straight at a surface and doesn't go any further in. Yeah. Let's see here. We'll make a plasma cannon. Okay. I'm thinking laser rifles, maybe. No. Let's try the minigun too. Sniper, no, it's not gonna work. Pulse rifle though. Make a pulse rifle too. Just going through all of the heavy hitting hand rifles here. Laser rifle, pulse rifle, do the laser rifle too. Okay, so rocket launcher has been tested. It does damage, but not enough to justify trying to use it to get through a point of interest, like tunneling, trying to make like our own entrance. Okay, so laser rifle, minigun, pulse rifle. Yeah. Let's start out with the minigun. Minigun rounds. So, let's see here. Let's see here. Sniper rifle, minigun rounds. One craft of minigun rounds. 50 bullets. Reload. Okay. Let's see if this thing works. Cannot damage it. Okay. Minigun, no go. Okay. Minigun, no. Laser rifle. Laser rifle cell. Laser pistol, laser rifle cell. Raw material, Plexid. Plexid raw material. We'll also have to make a laser cannon also. See if I have any more raw material, or have I turned them all into... Oh, I do. I do. We're gonna need to get more warp fuel. But we're testing. Testing. Okay, so far the rocket launcher has been the only thing that can actually cause damage to a base structure. And it doesn't seem to cause any damage right behind a structure. So I could literally be kind of hiding behind this block here, and someone could be shooting a rocket launcher on the other side, and I'm taking no damage at all. So... okay, rocket launcher, laser. Okay. So we need laser rifle cell, laser cannon cell. And that requires a projectile round. Yeah. Let's see here. Laser rifle cell, 1 craft. Plasma cannon cell, 1 craft. Yeah. If any of the laser stuff can cause any damage to these things. Also allows us to kind of shoot these big weapons that we don't normally get to shoot. Okay. There's no scoping. Oh! Laser cannon worked. How much damage? 953. So nearly 50 damage on the block we hit. And about 20 damage on the surrounding blocks. 50 damage. That's actually pretty good for the laser rifle. Did we use pulse cannon? Nope. It was the laser rifle. Laser rifle actually caused a lot of damage. Any damage behind it? No. Still no damage behind it. Okay. Try that again. Nope. Okay. Laser rifle does no damage. Never mind. So it was pulse cannon. Yeah, laser rifle, no damage. Pulse cannon. Yes. Double check here. Yep. A little under 50 damage on the me. So the pulse cannon, in theory, we could get through point of interest, but if it's a heavily armored point of interest, it wouldn't be feasible because we'd need so many bullets just to shoot through one block. Yeah. But pulse cannon causes damage. So we've gotten rocket launcher and pulse cannon. And the pulse rifle, which we'll first repair up here real quick. It causes no damage to the core or any blocks behind it. And then this one. Reload. No damage. Yep. Okay, so no minigun, no laser rifle, no pulse cannon, yes. Pulse laser, no. Okay, so These are both explosive and they cause damage. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see, what else do we have available? So, enhanced. Okay, so explosive damage 500. So that means blocks, point of interest blocks would take. Wow, that's pretty bad. Out of 500 damage, explosion damage, only 50 of it actually hit the target. Ouch. Okay. It's not very effective. Okay. So I think that's all of the hard-hitting weapons. We got all the enhanced stuff. I think I'm probably going to make it to upgrade our enhanced rocket launcher. Enhanced assault rifle. There we go. Upgrade kit. We have an upgrade kit. Yay! Just make ourselves an enhanced assault rifle to kind of stick around with. Ooh, that sounds great. That sounds awesome. Okay. Eat something here real quick. And then we're going to start going through all of the guns and see how much damage they do to blocks. For the we'll start out with small vessels and work our way through. There we go. Okay, so pretty much figured out hardened steel. I don't know, maybe if it's a lighter material, it might take damage from a lighter weapon. Let's figure out that. Let's check that out then. I'm gonna put some. Let's start out with the obvious. Let's start out with the wood blocks. I'm gonna put the wood blocks right in front of this one. Okay. So wood blocks. Can it take damage from a bullet? Yes, it can. How much damage? Okay. Wood blocks do take damage from regular bullets. That means pretty much all the other ones that we have, but no splash damage. Gotcha. Yeah, so if that's the case, what we got? Rocket launcher? Do we have any bullets for the rocket launcher still? No, we don't. Let's make some rockets. I'm going to see if hitting wood causes any damage behind the target, or does it just destroy? There. There we go. Or does it just destroy the blocks and leaving everything behind it unscathed? Oh. Just gonna shoot for the center block here. The block behind it take damage. No. Okay. So pretty much it. This is proving that there is absolutely no damage transfer to the blocks behind. It almost acts. It seems like the blocks pretty much act like those reactive plates that you put on the side of tanks, where it destroys itself before when on impact, leaving the stuff behind it unscathed. It seems to be how the blocks work. So if that's the case, try this here. I'm gonna try something here. There are those blocks. I'm gonna do something like this. I'm gonna do something like this, and then I'm going to put like maybe like a wall like that. So in theory, it's going to hit this thing, and that's going to not even be touched. In theory. Okay. Yeah, that's untouched. Yeah. Retrieve that then. Yeah, that's completely untouched. None of these are even hit either. Oh. Yeah. So we could pretty much put anything in front of this thing. Okay. That's how it works. Yeah. In fact, splash damage doesn't seem to, if it hits any block, it kind of just causes a disc of damage around it. How far does the disc go out? Let's find out. Let's see how much the disc of damage goes. We're gonna do this like this. And get where is it? Color tool. I'll do this real quick. Excuse me. Plastic blocks don't like to be well, technically it's got a little bit of color to it. I'll do this real quick. I'm going to put a ring of wood around this plastic. A little bit here. I want to just see how far the splash damage goes. Do this. Doesn't have to look great. Just want to see how far does splash damage go. Or is it just one block? Okay, 78, 78, 87. Okay, plastic seems to take splash damage pretty well, because it took 30 damage. This took way more. Okay. That barely took any. Okay, so no surprise, steel takes explosive damage fairly well. Seems to be very uneven with its damage. That's very uneven with the damage. Because right up here it took damage, but down there it didn't. Yeah, that took only 2 damage. That took... Okay. Yeah, it's very uneven with the distribution of damage when it comes to the splash damage. Try this again. Okay. See if I can... Let's replace one of these. Leave one of those. I'm gonna do this instead. Gonna put a piece of steel plate. See if the block that it hits is a determining factor here. Okay. That was about 30 damage-ish. 30, 40. That's 78. 78. 78, 78, 78, 7, 100 on the bottom still, so they're untouched. A little bit of damage on top. 8 damage on the top. Okay. So apparently the damage goes upwards a little bit. Not much, but enough. I'm gonna see if there's next I'm gonna try is there a bit of an, if you shoot at an angle, does if it's at an angle and not head on, because I'm shooting head on. I'm gonna graze. I'm gonna do that. Still the center. Still impact is still gonna be the center, but I'm going to shoot at an angle here. Okay, impact was right there. 78, 78, still 78 to the blocks adjacent to it. Any damage below? No, it still goes pretty much up from the impact. So it goes up that way. Okay. That mind, is it up from the shooter's perspective or up in only one direction? Is it always going to go up the damage always going to go up the same direction every single time? So this time I'm going to rotate upside down and see if the blocks that get hit is the same. So the material definitely does change how much damage it takes. Okay. There's up. Rotate. We're going to shoot this way. Now, in theory, if it's my perspective, then the blocks on the now top, the wood, will take more damage than the steel. The steel should be untouched. Okay. It's locked. So the damage that... So it doesn't matter at which direction what my rotation is when I shoot it. It's always going to be, you know, it's always going to, the damage is always going to be more on one side than the other. It doesn't matter at what rotation I go at. Okay, so it's always going to be this direction. Now, let's see here. I'm going to take my jetpack off here, turn it back on. Yeah, that is so that moon right there is considered up. Okay, so it's global down. Okay. Which is negative Z axis. Because in video games, there's X, Y, and Z. There's X, Y, and Z, and then there's negative X, negative Y, and negative Z. When it comes to, you know, spawning into a game world, negative Z is always down. So when you load this entire map right here, this entire area, when you load it into a 3D engine, negative Z is always down. So in the game's logic, that is down. So my space station is upside down. Therefore, when it spawns in the rocket and it impacts, it spawns in an explosion. The explosion always damages the most down rather than up when it impacts. So any blocks that are considered down in the game's logic take damage, and everything that's up apparently does not. Which is weird. Yeah, because none of the blocks up here took any damage. Same on this side too. I've noticed that everything on this side hasn't taken any damage either. And I've been shooting for right there. Right center. Center block. Yeah, there's damage over here too. I'm gonna check this out here. I go further this way. See how much further in that direction this damage goes. They're still aiming for this block right here. But it's nice to see that the rocket's damage is predictable. Reload here real quick. Yeah, the rocket launcher looks like a grenade launcher, I know. Yeah. This should have taken no damage up here. Yep, no damage. No damage up here. No damage on this side. Yep. Damage down here. Yes. Okay. And damage. No damage here. Okay, so it stops right here. So this is the damage zone right here. So we shoot right here at this block, and the damage kind of goes like around here upon impact. Okay. And yet, no damage on the rear. Yep, core's perfectly fine. No damage there either. So the damage stops at one layer. And we already tested putting one block right in front of this and see if any damage makes it through any further. So it does not. No. Okay, so let's repair this up. So the damage is kind of not perfectly square. It's not perfectly square at all. It's kind of off-centered, really. It's square, but it's off-center from where the explosion happens, where the point of impact is. And it's the same way every single time. Okay. Yeah, Next. Okay, so... And cannons are probably going to be very similar. I'll test it just for the heck of it. Switch to the cannons. So go upside down right here. If the cannon is similar to, if it's like the same vanilla explosion as the rocket launcher, then it should be the same exact shape. In other words, the left, the wood blocks on the left, and the struts on the bottom should only take are going to be the only ones that take additional splash damage. Should be. Let's see here. Check the top ones. No damage. No damage. Damage. Very similar to the rocket launcher. Yeah, so the pulse cannon is literally the same exact explosion characteristics as the rocket launcher. Okay. Any damage over here? Nope. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so that was all. That's pretty much the only handheld devices that I have that the game has right now. So miniguns, laser rifles, pulse rifles. If it's explosive, that's the only thing that will cause damage, is anything that's explosive. Okay. So that being the case, let's go into small vessels. Let's start out with the obvious. Let's start out with minigun. Let's go to the defector, and we're going to shoot the minigun at it. Open you up. Turn on main power.
Declined.
Oh, yeah, right. Now we're going into heavier and heavier weaponry here. Just to see how far it will go. Yeah. Making sure we're all lined up. Shot it a couple times. I think I shot twice. Yeah. 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 That is yes. Which is not surprising. Now we're going to go into rocket launchers here. I'm going to try and I'm going to shut down one of the rockets. I just want one rocket hitting from this. So active, no. Oh, I just want the one turned on. If you wouldn't mind. Turn on all of them. I just want the one. Okay. I think I know what I have to do. Because I know multiple rockets hitting one target is going to actually cause quite a bit of damage. Ooh, I got an idea. Just do this then. Okay, retreat. I'm going to just retrieve all but one. We'll put them back later. Just want one of these things firing. Okay. Okay, we got the one rocket launcher. How much damage did it do? And what's its splash? Okay. Ah, yeah. Yeah. That wall segment took nearly all of it. It's like, looks like probably 210-ish. 210-ish damage on the main block. Plastic took a beating, but it's not perfectly symmetrical either. Yeah, this side didn't take any damage. Yep. Bottom took some damage. Top took no damage. So it's the same exact firing characteristics as the handheld rockets. It just ramped up. Okay. Plastic took a lot of damage right here. And it's not even either. 30, it went down to 37 right here. But this side, though, this block right here, right next to it, and here. Okay, so it seems to kind of T pattern right here. You know, we hit it like right here, and there's a lot of damage right here, and not so much right here. Is it the same every single time? Ooh, I just gathered it. Didn't want to gather it. I wanted to repair it. Place that right there. Let's check. Let's see. We're gonna shoot in the same exact spot. If the rockets from the... And homing missiles are probably exactly the same. Okay, no damage there. Okay. Now let's check behind. No damage. And core's perfectly fine. Okay. Get back over here. Yeah. Same exact spot. Oh, shoot. Never mind. It defaults to the Gatling gun every single time I do that. Okay. Try this again. This time we have to switch to the rocket launcher. Yep. This, that, this, fire. I saw like the impact down here. 37, 59, 37. Okay, the impact on these with these rockets is not the same every single time. Because the plastic blocks are all 37 this time. Any damage over here? No, no damage over here. So the point of impact seems to be same exact area. Obviously more damage the closer you get to the epicenter, but it's off-centered. So the damage is always here for explosives. Like that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to color point of impact, the max range for the point of impact. If plastic blocks don't like, the plastic blocks don't like to be their color being changed, apparently. Can I change the texture on them, maybe? I do that. Actually, I'm going to do this. Ah, there we go. That's way easier to look at. Okay, so all of those and these up here seem to all take damage. The rest seem to just be ignored. So, and this is the part that we're shooting right here. Right there. And all that gets damaged and everything else gets pretty much ignored. It doesn't matter the material You know, certain materials survive a lot longer and take more damage before they're completely destroyed, but other than that, it doesn't really matter. The explosive damage is in the same exact area. Yeah, same exact area. Aim for the yellow, and that's what gets hit. Every time. How much damage is dependent on the weapon, but and it depends on the explosive, but the same time every time. One more shot to confirm. And we'll look. Yep, no damage here. No damage there. No damage there. Damage there. Very little damage there. 37 again. Lots of damage there. That's the point of impact. And down to 5. Oh. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Move up into heavier explosives. Oh shoot. Turn off main power.
Acknowledged.
Okay. Let's move on to turrets. Because there's really little anything else. We know that if it's by the Gatling guns, we know that pretty much any of the other non-explosive weapons are going to cause damage, and it's going to be at a varying degree, but the explosive seems to be predictable. Okay. Use the cannons. See if the cannons are a type of explosive, or are they more like the machine guns? Yeah. Do this. Line ourselves up here real quick. I also use the artillery too. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to the cannons here real quick. Axis. Aha. Okay, where is it? Oh, not right here. Where is it? I am probably not able to see it from here. Okay. Just want to line up the cannon here. It's probably this one. Ah, there we go. Okay. Okay. Same exact spot. This time with a cannon turret. Okay, shot it. It didn't destroy it, or we would have seen an explosion. And I'm thinking probably it's just a very strong... Yeah. Yeah, no splash damage. Okay. Nearly destroyed the truss. Nearly destroyed the truss wall. Okay. Okay, that was the cannon. cannons don't seem to... It takes a while to get through a block. Because, you know, the truss is nowhere near as strong as a steel block. A regular steel block. Okay. Let's see here. Now we're going to go into here. Going to angle ourselves a little bit. We're going to move on to the artillery. Have I added artillery from my... I don't think I have. Manage. Yeah, have not. Get the artillery shells into here. Let's go find the artillery. Space. Artillery. Active. Axis. Nice. Okay, artillery piece. Make sure that we're centered. Oh. Where'd my bullets go? Are they on the other one? Check. And manage. Black shells. Artillery. Okay, this is not a flat gun. Okay. Well, that was anticlimactic. Okay, so artillery shells. We need artillery shells made. We're also gonna have to make missiles for the missile turret. Shoot those. I'm just guessing that it's no different than the rocket launcher, and the, you know, no different than the rocket launcher and the handheld rocket launcher. That's what I'm guessing. That's what cannon. I'm gonna have to put these back onto the SV. Let's see here. Artillery, railgun. The artillery shell, here it is. Magnesium powder. We need magnesium. Really? We really need magnesium. Wow, okay. Okay, so we got some magnesium we're gonna have to go and get. Interesting. Huh. Okay, so let's try the rocket launchers then. Let's move this little tiny SV out of the way here, shall we? Yeah, let's activate the let's activate a missile launcher turret. Nice. Okay, we're good. So 150 HMSL. 150 HMSL. Okay, so I was expecting to have to make a couple of targets that have varying degrees of depth to them, but apparently no damage goes through blocks. It just damages the immediate blocks around it, and that's it. Okay. 150 H. Okay. Magnesium powder. Okay, we need it. We need magnesium. Let's go get magnesium then. Oddly. Box. So I was expecting that we're going to be having to go to like Xeno steel and combat steel, but it really does not matter. Air blocks, sentry guns, large generator. Probably have to drop that all off. I was expecting like the plastic blocks to, you know, destroy itself and then damage would appear behind it, but it doesn't. Okay, so we'll leave that here for now. I'll find, where did I put it? Oh, it's up here. Right here. Put you back on board. Oh, shoot. Oh, welcome back in space. Yay. Space. Yep. There are rockets back here. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Turn on main power.
Acknowledged.
You have done that incorrectly, Dave. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go and get some magnesium so that we can figure out the firing characteristics of the artillery piece and the rocket launchers. I'm thinking the rocket launcher turrets fire a very similar explosion to the handheld rocket and the rocket launchers for SVs. Oh, wait. Food. Turn back. Let's not die from starvation, shall we? But we have learned that the explosions that are caused are predictable. They're the same shape every single time. And the drop-off is sharp because it will not go beyond 2 blocks from the center of the explosion. Well, in certain directions. It'll go up to 3 in the negative Z axis. Yeah. Need to go and get food. Kinda hungry, and I need oxygen too. There we go. I had made food and completely forgot to go and get it. There we go. Make another one. So we need to go and get magnesium. What other turrets do we have? Plasma turrets. Oh yeah, we gotta shoot some plasma turrets. See what how their explosions, how their damage is spread out. I'll probably temporarily put one on board. A combat ship just to fire one. We also learned that the handheld rocket launcher and the plasma cannon are the only weapons in the game that can actually destroy the blocks of a structure. So if we were to go and attack a point of interest, that is the only thing that will actually destroy blocks. Is anything that causes explosions. So the plasma cannon and the rocket launcher. Today I think I can say my Explorer is finished. Class 24. Oh my god. That's insane. That's big. That's big. Okay, laser turrets, not... Okay. Artillery. Go with the plasma. Not that one. Artillery. Yeah. Probably under this kind of laser. Yeah. Tool turrets? No. Got one of those for later. Pulse laser, no. Rocket launchers, they're probably similar to these kind of rocket launchers. Just causes more damage. But the splash doesn't seem to go very far. It's kind of for those who had just joined, the X's, the red and the X's is pretty much how far pretty much any explosion in the game goes so far. All the way up to an SV rocket launcher. This is as far as an explosive will go. And if you aim at this block right here, that's the range of it. So all the red and the X's, that's where it will cause damage. Doesn't matter the type of material. It doesn't matter, and it also doesn't matter if there's anything behind it. I mean, that's our core. I've shot at it several times with rocket launchers, even without this additional layer right here. I shot this hardened steel 3x3 right here, and the core took no damage at all. In fact, I could put a steel truss right in front of that steel truss, and it will take the steel truss that I hit takes damage, but none of the blocks around it take damage at all. No damage. So technically, you could have a sacrificial layer of steel trusses around important parts, and it will give you maybe 1 or 2 shots of warning before you start taking serious damage to vital components. Almost kind of like what they put on tanks, where you have the reactive armor, where it's essentially an explosive that goes off right next to the side of a tank to destroy whatever's that impacts it, and everything beneath it takes no damage at all. That's how it works. That being the case, you almost can make a vehicle with steel trusses as an additional layer, as additional armor, essentially, to give yourself a couple seconds to react if you get ambushed. They would just destroy all the steel trusses, and then your actual armor would be there to give you the armor that you need when you're in the fight. Okay, so we're gonna go and get some magnesium. I've been ignoring magnesium up until this point, but since we're going to be trying out, I think, a couple of the CV explosive, equipment, then we'll figure out what we can do with that. Go test out the artillery, see how that shoots. I'm not going to shoot any of the laser stuff because they pretty much all fire the same. I shot laser rifles, unless it's a laser cannon. The handheld laser cannon seems to be the only thing that actually causes an explosion. Yeah, let's see here. Magnesium. There we go. Yeah. I have to build a hover tank and test it on the biggest alien bases and even planet ships, and yeah, win or survive. Yeah, pretty much. Whoa! Yeah, and the auto brake back on. Let's see here. Where is the magnesium deposit? There it is. Right over here. I just need to see which of the CVs actually causes a larger area of impact than just regular rockets. But all explosive damage seems to have the same exact area of impact. It's just how much damage it produces changes. Okay. Magnesium. I don't think I've ever gathered magnesium in this game. I haven't had a need for it up until this point. So, here we go. Seems to be just a regular deposit, much like iron and copper and all that. I'm not getting any blue outlines of clusters of anything, so... Once we get the artillery piece done, then I'm gonna have to try plasma turrets. Those explode. Definitely explode. Okay, so that also probably explains why pieces of my ship seem to take damage even when they don't get hit. But I have to figure out how to best design around this. We don't need much of this stuff. We just need enough for testing purposes. Also, this gives us an ability to see how, in theory, how effective would our giant destroyer have been if we actually used it in a fight. With all those turrets right there. The plasma turrets and the laser turrets. Artillery is heavy in damage, but big reload. Okay. I just have to see... Does the artillery have an increased splash damage radius? Or does it just cause more damage? Because if the splash radius does not change, then it pretty much means that the artillery piece being, you know, firing slow would be kind of a waste. You'd probably want to go with something that fires more faster. Because I could see an artillery piece being very useful because you would hit more stuff if it has a larger radius when it comes to damage. Okay, so that's completely mined out. So we need to make artillery shells, and we need to make the rocket ammunition. That's that moon off in the distance there. You can destroy one block instead, but after this 10 or 15 second reload. Right. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine it's just one, you know, you break one block. Which, you know, yeah, not exactly useful. I'm suspecting that it's the splash radius is probably very similar to all the other rockets. It just causes more damage. That's if it's explosive upon impact. If the artillery is not, and it's just kind of like a giant bullet, nothing more than a giant bullet, then it's going to be like, well, geez. I think the artillery would be really cool if it actually went through multiple blocks before, giving up. I'm not sure it makes it AoE, but I don't think so. Yeah. Well, that's what we'll find out. If it's just a giant bullet, no different than like a minigun or a cannon, it's just a giant cannon, then we'll know for a fact that it's kind of useless. Whoa. Okay, drop you off here. Okay, we got the magnesium now. So, artillery shell. We just need to craft one. That's all we need to do, craft one. So 4 shells is more than enough. And then we will make a rocket launcher. 55. Make one of these. There we go. Go into here and check out. The rocket I know is going to do something. It's going to definitely do something. It's going to have splash damage. How useful that splash damage is pretty much... I don't think we're going to have to figure out. Okay. That's the rocket turret. Go to the artillery. This one, access. Here, manage, drop you here, drop you there. Okay. Making sure I'm hitting the same exact spot every single time. There we go. I have 3 artillery in my tanks, so I know 1 or 2 blocks I'll kill with 1 salvo from all 3. Not bad. Ammo's missing. Oh, come on. I made you. I made enough of you. Yeah, let's just be here. Why did that not work? Artillery shells should have been just, manage. Yeah, artillery shell. HV. Devices. Artillery, active, yeah. Did it reload the wrong one? Explosion radius 4. Axis. There it is. No ammo in that one. No ammo in that? What? 160, no, 150. Okay, so this thing is lying to me? 160, okay. So the artillery shell is not correct. Even though it says it's an artillery gun. Okay, so 160. Yeah, so 160. Make one of each then. Just all of our bases covered. Let's do 155 too. You can zoom in? Okay. That way we're not like going back and forth trying to get this thing to work. Right here. One of everything. We've got one of everything even closely related to the ship we're using. Yeah. Okay. Go here, manage all the things. There. Let's see here. Artillery piece. Reload. Okay, we can zoom. Okay. Dead center block. Oh. Okay then. Well, pretty much destroyed everything around it. That's good to know. Let's check how much damage it did behind the block. Yep, there's damage behind it. Okay. That's good. Okay, 250, so 750 blocks. No damage there. Tons of damage right here. That was not even touched. That was not touched either. In the beginning, I was still scared with 3 artillery pieces at the recoil when leads. It would do a backflip. Yeah. Okay, the core is not even touched, but in the amount of damage that it would cause, I wouldn't be surprised if it did hurt the block behind it. So if that's being the case, okay, I'm gonna try something here. Three by three? We're gonna find out. I'm gonna see what the splash, how much splash this thing has. So I'm gonna do this. Since the wood blocks, the plastic blocks, all those blocks pretty much did not survive the impact, I'm going to do some stronger blocks and see. So retrieve you. You have been repaired. That's good. We're going to do this. I'm going to get some I'm going to get some hardened steel blocks because I have a ton of those. And I'm going to add another layer, and I'm going to make that other layer in front be a much wider spot. Because I need to know that, one, how much further its damage goes. Oh, we're going to do this. Because if it still damages the blocks behind this block, then I'll know. I'll know that anything that was behind it would immediately get destroyed. Okay. Do one more just to make sure. Just in case it's like significant large explosion with significant damage. Do this, that. We're going to have to color where we're aiming. Right there. There. That's where we're aiming. So at the very least, the explosion it causes does not go through 2 blocks. So it doesn't go through 3 blocks, so the core is not going to get hit from this. exact spot. There. And definitely exploded that. Let me out. There we go. Check. Okay, so it can definitely get through 1,000 points of damage. Ooh. 3 blocks out from the impact zone. Yep. And it damages 750 and 0 3 blocks in. Okay. Interesting. How much damage? Okay, that's pretty much half of it. Nothing beyond 3 blocks. So 4 blocks out, no damage at all. Yeah, 4 blocks. So these blocks out here took no damage. So its impact zone is 3 blocks out from the point of impact. It would be interesting to me that would take longer with an armor of 5x5x5 cubes, rocket or artillery. Yeah, the artillery though, my god, if anybody had anything protected by 1 block, it would be destroyed, guaranteed. If it wasn't solid block, it would definitely get destroyed. Okay. So artillery seems to be one of the very few explosive turrets that actually can cause damage 1 block behind impact. I'm going to do something to try this out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a truss right in front of the point of impact and see if it changes the firing, the damage. Can you test it again with a heavy block? Oh, let's try that. This is heavy. This is hardened steel block, so we could probably try combat steel. I've got 9 blocks of combat steel lined up, so that's what we'll do. I'll put a 9x9 block right in front of all this. See if it changes its how it fires here. This is why we test. This is why we're testing this. I want to know how these different weapons interact with the blocks that it hits. And therefore, we can learn more about how to defend ourselves against these kind of weapons. Well, at the very least, as long as you have armor that's 2 blocks thick, anything behind it won't even get touched. Unless they start firing again in that same exact location, then you're kind of boned. Here we go. And we'll fill in the giant crater with fill in this giant crater with hardened steel blocks, and then we'll put a 3x3 area on top of it that will actually impact with combat steel, and see if it only damages it as long as it destroys the block. Yeah. I mean, my battleship has 15 block thick armor in front, so I can laugh about artillery, but for my other ships, it's nice to know. Yes, exactly. Nice to know what kind of damage you're looking at. Okay, so we'll put ourselves a 3x3 area of combat steel right in front of the impact zone. And see if the damage only transfers to the blocks behind as long as the block is destroyed. Okay. Now we're looking at an armor area that's 3 blocks thick. Let's see how this works. And we still have to do the rocket launchers. Okay. Right there. That is dead center. No blocks are destroyed. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, shoot. There we go. No blocks are destroyed in that. So combat steel definitely can handle... Ooh. Impact zone was destroyed. Hardened steel block right behind it, not damaged. 875 out of 2000. Immediately beside it. No damage to the surface behind it. 875 immediately around the impact. So if I were to guess, probably a little bit further out would probably take a little bit more damage. Yep, one combat steel block can absorb 1 impact. So if you've got several layers of combat steel behind it, several layers of combat steel, you can take quite a few hits before they'll start getting anything vulnerable. But yeah, 1 block of combat steel at 100% can absorb all the damage, and everything behind it will be pretty much untouched. Yep, and no damage right here. No damage here. No damage here. Pretty sweet. Not bad. And from the looks of things, 3 blocks out. So 3 blocks out from the impact. So 1, 2, 3. So there would be damage on these blocks right here if we put combat steel here. So it'd probably take a little bit of damage out here, moderate damage here, and severe damage here. Okay, my Explorer has 2 layers of combat, so I can sleep. Yeah. Your Explorer is probably... they could probably lay into you quite a bit, and you'd be fine. Okay, so if your Explorer is moving around and rotating and stuff like that, they would have a very hard time hitting the same exact spot every single time. So you can spread that damage out and be in the fight for a very long time. Okay. Now I got the artillery figured out. Now we need to do this. This is the rocket launcher. Yeah, I'm gonna put a thing combats. I'm gonna replace that combat steel block. And start playing around with the rocket launcher here. Did I repair? I did not repair either. Take care of that really quick. The ship has 210 meters, so the ship is 210 meters, so you've probably got a lot of surface area to spread that damage out. Definitely. So I can make 360 turns before I must run. Yeah, pretty much. As long as you keep rotating your ship, they're gonna have a hard time trying to get through that. NPC or player. The only thing you really have to worry about is your turrets. Because all it would really take is two well-placed artillery shots on your turrets, and you'd lose it. You'd lose whatever turret that got hit twice. But your defensive capabilities would be just fine. It's just, you'd have to worry about your ability to fight back. Okay, let's get ourselves a combat steel block. Replace that block. Light it. Well, highlight it. Combat steel. There we go. Go back out. And hit it with a rocket. There we go. Color. X. Let's go. In fact, I could probably just access this thing immediately right here. Nope. Need to be in a cockpit. Never mind. It's an explorer ship, so not created for battles. For this is the pod. This is the brother. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, rocket turret. Reload. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. Rocket. Nowhere near as much damage as the artillery. Let's check out where the damage ended up. Yeah, rocket doesn't do nowhere near as much. Nearly does somewhere around 250 damage to the surrounding blocks, and goes down to 1370 of 2000 right there. So that means if the firing characteristics are very similar, that would mean probably fires out this far. Probably 2 blocks from impact. Yeah. Like shooting eggs for... Yeah, it's like shooting eggs at the target. Yeah, the rocket launcher... The rocket turrets just don't do anything compared to the artillery. Okay, I am gonna guess the point of impact is probably gonna be very similar. Probably gonna be something like this. That's what I'm gonna guess. So I'm thinking these down here are probably going to be ignored. Or this is going to, or this up here is probably going to be ignored. Never mind. Try that again. So right here and this. Because how it works is that I'm technically upside down, so probably the blocks that will get hit by the rockets. But it has a faster reload, that is true. So 250 damage to the surrounding blocks, and a little bit more to the block that you hit, so... Yeah. All lined up, good. See if my guess was correct. if I'm correct, then all the yellow blocks are probably damaged. No damage there. A little bit of damage here. Okay. Damage there. Damage there. Ooh. It has a different explosive pattern than the other. So no damage on this side. Oh, damage there. Damage there. This one was ignored. Huh. It has a much more slightly even explosive pattern than the handheld rocket or the rockets on the SVs. Huh. No damage there, but no damage here, but damage there. Still a lot of damage. It's like 200. Nearly 200. So pretty much a very even 200 throughout its entire splash area. So if you have like multiple rocket launcher turrets on your ship, you got fairly, consistent, even damage stacked up on top of itself, depending on how many are impacting the same area. Okay. Now that we got that, let's temporarily place a plasma turret on board here. Okay, plasma turret. This will be our next gun we're gonna fire. I'm just putting it temporarily on board. Let's get. Okay. PL charge CV. PL's charge CV. Let's find out what the firing characteristics of the plasma turret is. Laser turrets are just going to shoot one block at a time, and depending on the size and how much damage it does, it will only hit one block at a time. So technically, if you've got like several batteries of laser turrets firing on one block, you can boom, 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 kind of just drill straight through your target. But if they're moving around and rotating a lot, they would have to be standing still for it to be worth it. Which, if anybody's in a ship and they're being shot at, the last thing they're going to do is stand still and just take it. PL HV, PL CV. Okay, we need raw material. Yeah, we're going to need raw material for this. But we got to go and get some crystal. The funniest was where I played for a long time on a Voodoo scenario and found an alien base with armor that has 500 HP per block and shoot with 3 artillery. Oh, pissed. Yeah, with a point of interest that's got like, regular steel block as armor. It's artillery. Now that I've seen it firsthand, artillery would just wreck that thing. Just immediately wreck it. I'm gonna wreck it. So let's go and make the plasma charges and try that out. I'm gonna go to the moon and grab the crystal that I just see sitting on the surface. And we'll make ourselves some plasma shots and fire it at our little target dummy. See how that works out. Plasma guns shoot a very slow projectile, but it's supposed to be one of the harder hitting projectiles in the game. It was like sneezing. Look at the base. Sneeze. Where? It's gone. Yeah. Achoo! Where'd the base go? Oh, God. It was there. Now it's gone. I have no idea where it went. Yeah, I can see that. Now that I see how the artillery, now that I see the artillery in action, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, yeah, that's... Yeah, that would be a bad day. I could see also that a couple of people with... 2 people on a server, both with artillery, is kind of a slug match. Definitely a very huge fight. With both sides kind of limping away after that kind of a fight. Okay. Just need a bunch of these to be able to make a couple of the just one construct of the plasma charges, because we just need to... I just want to see how, if there's splash damage, how much damage it does, stuff like that. But the big problem, as you attack with a heavy guns, there is a big loot box you destroy, and the loot is gone. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that is a huge downside. Okay, we're good. Let's get back out of here. Got ourselves a couple of crystals. Go back to the space station. Construct one of them. We only need one. And pretty much every single time there's a major update, we'll go through this whole song and dance again. That way we can see if they've changed the firing characteristics of the weapons again. You never know. They might change the artillery to where it goes through 3 layers rather than 2. Which I could see, like, the artillery doing. I could see that being a thing. Because I could see artillery pieces basically being very slow, but they cause giant craters inside of bases and ships. Much damage is good, but worth it if you lost... You come back and tag? I don't think so. Yeah, that was real. Stop! Yeah, I don't want to go. Stop it. Okay. Okay. I'll just place this right here. There. Over into here. Here, down into here. Just build one of these. $75 per craft. Holy crap. 75 of them. Not bad. Okay. Go down into here. Go try out the plasma. Manage. Fill. We need to make the artillery shell. We gotta use those. Gotta see. Not that. Plasma turret. Here it is. Access. Reload. Line it up. Fire. It's not explosive. What? Oh, shoot. Stop. I was expecting a kaboom from that plasma. I'm thinking about building a mini starter base from a hover. Nice. Might as well. It brought it down to 400. Oh, there is. It does have splash damage. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, it does have explosive damage. Yeah, it nearly has as much damage as an artillery piece. It nearly went through that combat steel block. That's pretty sweet. So the plasma turrets seem to be a good alternative to the artillery piece. You can have a lot more of them. They take up a lot less room. Yeah. Splash damage is okay. It's nearly like... It nearly looks like 600 to 700 damage to the blocks directly around the impact site. And then it sharply dips 3 blocks out to the 3rd block out. Goes down to like 400, 300, 400. Yeah. Okay. Plasma doesn't seem to have much of an explosion, but it does have splash damage. Okay. Okay, and do this real quick. Do retrieve blocks. I'm going to replace this with the other option. There's only like 2 options you can choose from with the artillery turrets. You got this one? Oh, no, just the one. Okay, never mind. One. What's the one that shoots the artillery gun stuff? What shoots those? Let's see here. That's artillery turrets. What happens to the... Yeah. Interesting. There's no turret that... Wait, there's no turret that shoots the artillery shells? We've got these things. Explosive ammunition. Please refer to the corresponding weapon for more information. Explosion damage 10,500. Explosion radius 4. Wait. We've got ammunition for things that don't exist. Is there settings on the artillery piece? See here. Artillery turret. Access. No. 150 uses the flak. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get to the flak here. Where is the flak turret? Probably under that. Flak gun is probably a projectile turret. Wait, remove it. We've tested it, remove it. There. So interface uses a flak. Yeah. Projectile? Probably under projectile. Yeah, plasma is only laser and plasma. Artillery turret is only the one, both the regular and the retractable. On those rocket turrets? A different version of rocket turrets. We should also make 2. Let's see here. Minigun. Okay. Minigun and that's not it. That's for base. Oh, right. Okay. And then we got this. Black turret. Ah. It was under rocket. The flaks are considered rockets, apparently. Ah. Flak turret. Flak turret. Axis. Oh yeah. You need to be in the seat. There we go. Flak turret. Okay. Reload. Don't ask me how flak guns work in space, but... It's explosive. Yeah. So that's a flak gun. Check out how much damage it does. Reef. Okay. Let's see here. Try that again. I'm gonna make sure that it's been repaired. I think I forgot to repair it. I'm gonna make sure it's all repaired so we know what the damage radius and all that stuff is. Make a passenger seat on the hover outside for easy access to the turrets? Maybe. Probably do that. Forgetting to repair this thing, I was expecting to lose the center block, but guessing not. But all this testing is giving me the idea that the cannons I have don't do as much as I was hoping it would do. They're definitely good for taking out the turrets. Okay, there we go. You know, taking out enemy turrets, but trying to take out multiple things at the same time is not exactly great. Okay. Do this. Flak turret. Try this again. Should already be lined up. Yep, we are. And fire. Check. See how much damage it did to the center block. It should not... Oh, yeah, it's nowhere near as it was before. Okay. Wow. 50. That's pitiful. It's 50 damage per shot. Oh wow. That's probably the worst explosive ever so far. Let's check to see, How fast does this thing fire? 100 rounds per minute. So amazing. Yeah, it's like, okay. Explosion damage 450. But to a combat steel block, that's nothing. That is literally nothing. So technically against a combat steel block at 100 rounds per minute, 5,000 damage. So that would mean less than half a minute would be required of constant hitting of one block for you to actually cause any damage to one block. That's just the block. It'd probably do a lot more damage if it was hitting like thrusters or generators or stuff like that. But if you're up against someone who's basically flying a giant brick, this thing would take forever to get through. I'm just under the understanding that this thing would probably do really well against taking out enemy thrusters, but that's pretty much it. It would not be really good just having these lined up on the side of your ship. Wow, flak turret. That's kind of pitiful. Okay. I think that's everything. I think that's all the guns. All the major guns, really. All the ones that cause explosions. I'm just gonna just for the fun of it, since this thing has got like so many bullets, I'm gonna see how quickly it does fire. I'm just gonna see. It would take forever though. Yeah, I'm gonna just fire it like, let's see here. 50 damage per 2,000. Yeah, that'll take a while. I'm gonna hit it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 shots. There's gonna be 500 damage missing from that block. Black cannon for something that causes an explosion that cool. Yeah, it didn't even. Yeah. 1450, 2000. So a little bit more than 500 damage was just dealt. Actually, I don't think I even repaired it. So yeah, 500 damage. Okay. Got a lot of splash damage though. But the rocket launcher, the rocket turret does more splash damage than this thing. This seems to be like a weapon that you would take out drones with. This weapon would be very effective against drones. But not enemy ships. Definitely not enemy ships. Okay. So we got our artillery up. I really wish the miniguns would cause more damage to other blocks, but they don't seem to. At all. Let's go into here. Artillery turret, we'll put you into base. Rocket launcher goes under the regular turrets, right? Oh, weapons. Probably under weapons. Yeah, weapons. Weapons. Front weapons. Yeah. Okay, so the rocket launch. Pretty much all rockets pretty much have a very similar splash damage. park this thing. Plasma turrets are semi-effective. I still have to figure out how to get this thing to be able to defend itself against drones. Unless I change it to where the cannons fire at drones too, but then it's shooting at all the... The problem is they will shoot at the ground troops. Because there's the option, they've grouped together NPCs, drones, and NPCs and drones into the same exact category, which is annoying. They need to split NPCs, they need to split hostile NPCs and drones into completely different categories. That way I can have a series of smaller turrets like miniguns shooting all the drones that get too close, and then having cannons shooting all the turrets. And then completely ignoring the troops on the ground. Or having my sentry turrets taking out the troops on the ground. But right now they're just all combined into one, which is no good. We have to come up with a semi-better solution for this particular place those back there. I want to do this. Place those in here. No. Oh, there we go. Get some food in us. We don't die. Okay, so far artillery is the artillery piece is the only thing that can actually cause damage to blocks right behind the destroyed block, and that is only if it destroys a block. If it doesn't destroy the block, then no damage is transferred to the block behind it. Good to know. Go. Fully fed. Yeah. With that in mind, take a closer look at our new ship. Okay, so these turrets are acting like shields. Means this right here is... So if a rocket ended up hitting right here, it could potentially take out all these thrusters. So if... And the same could be said that if I'm shot at straight in front, if a lucky shot happened to get past my turrets and hit right here, it could potentially take out that one too. Okay. This is not too much of a problem, mostly because if I'm firing at anything, all these guns are going to be pointing forward anyway. I'm going to have to upgrade this thing to combat steel too. It's not horrible, but it's also not great. Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it here. I got things I gotta do. You know, today's gonna be a bit of a busy day for me, so get this day out of the way. Thank you all for hanging out with me and playing around with guns today. I think I've understand more about all the weapons in the game. Surprisingly, there's very few weapons in the game that I really have to be careful of. The turret rocket launchers, the artillery pieces, and the plasma turrets, and all of these are, you know, they all seem to be only for space if they're on a CV. Then there's also the risk of coming across a base with an artillery piece. That's when you're in trouble, because if you're in a CV and you're flying around and there's a base with an artillery piece pointing up in the air, it can hit you really hard, but you'll have a hard time trying to take it out before it's caused a tremendous amount of damage. Okay, so anyway, I'll see you all later. I'm gonna get out of here. Stay alive out there. Don't drop that drink. I'll see you all later. Bye.